What's up guys, I'm Taylor with TK Disc Golf, and today we are reviewing the Detour from MVP Disc Sports. This is the newest disc in James Conrad's line. It is a mid-range with the flight numbers 5 speed, 5 glide, -2 turn, and 1 fade, making it an awesome mid-range for all skill levels. So hey, without further ado, let's dive right into it. Starting off with some field work, I'm not going to spend too much time here just because with this disc being on the understable side, there's really only 2 things it's going to be doing for you. Hyzer flips that go dead straight, or shots that are going to hold a long turning shot for you. On the hyzer flips, as long as you're giving it like a solid 25 degree, 30 degree angle on a hyzer, it's going to pop up to flat and just ride super straight for you. Amazing glide to stay in the air. I was having no problem getting this mid out to like the 325, 330 mark or so in the open field, and even on the course as well on those holes that were under 340, it's an absolute cruiser to get to the basket on a rope. Some turning shots are good as well, but you're going to have to really commit to the power and giving it a good amount of height to get the work out of it. Throwing a little bit of a hyzer or even flat, some height is going to turn really well for you, and then that one fade is really going to allow it to pan out flat and get some nice like cheater forehand shots, but not as drastic as like the uplink from MVP. Now moving on to the course though, this is where I was having an absolute blast throwing the Detour. Compared to the Hex and the uplink, this disc is actually slotted directly in between the two. For me, a Hex, I'm able to throw it dead flat, trust that it's not going to turn too much on me, and then stay on a rope all the way to the pin, maybe a little bit of fade at the end, but overall just an absolute flat smasher. Versus the uplink, you got to hyzer flip the crap out of it, and sometimes it can be a little bit touchy, especially when the wind picks up. Versus the Detour, I can trust that this thing was going to hyzer flip up the flat and not drift too much to the right on me if I didn't want it to. If I can dial back the hyzer, I'm able to actually get those nice flip ups and then slow turns to the right as well. I'm really going to enjoy this disc on holes that are really in the like 300 to 330 foot range, just because the amount of glide this thing gets. I can throw it pretty hard on a hyzer flip and not overexert it, and it's going to glide all the way there. Also on holes that have like a low ceiling and a putter is just not going to reach the basket because of the height restrictions, I can trust that this thing's going to hyzer flip up the flat, glide all the way to the pin. Even if it's like 275 through the woods, I can get a putter like that on an open field. But this thing is, it's so little work to get that distance, so it'll be super nice to be able to pull this one out and not have to worry about like overexerting a putter, where I can just like throw a nice controlled shot with this and get it there, make it go the distance. And finally, I was actually able to hit a second shot ace on film. We can call it a Simon ace, or if you've been playing longer than 10 years, a Cubby ace. This was on hole 16, and it was an awesome hyzer flip shot, carried all the way there. And I thought for sure I wasn't be able to see this thing on film, but you can just see it through this little bush where the disc stops, right where the basket's at. I run up there, and because this was a darker blue disc, I had a really hard time to even see if it was in the basket until I was about 20 feet away, and I was super excited to get this one. Yeah, it was a second shot, but still an amazing throw. If you're wanting to pick one of these Detours up for yourself, right now the only way to get one is actually in the Gyropalooza boxes that are releasing on Black Friday this year, 2023. Super cool deal. You got 11 discs, very cool stamps on a lot of them, and it's a price of 120 bucks. So really good deal for that many discs. Lots of glow opportunities as well. So be sure to grab one of those boxes if you want to try this out along with other things. I'm sure there'll be a stock release eventually, but for now, this is your only chance to grab one. So thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.